Hello everyone, welcome back to Assetto Corsa for the latest round of the VRC Touring Car Challenge on Low Fuel Motorsport. Now I'm back in the top split for this one and I've put in one of my best ever LFM qualifying performances to start from the third row. My time of 1:39.6 looks pretty competitive and I'm only 2/10 off Kevin Budgeon in P5. However, to challenge for the top 5 here at Oulton Park, I've got to be strong all race and not make mistakes. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen in this one. I am going to completely lose the plot here and this race is going to unravel spectacularly. Stay tuned for impending disaster. Away we go then, 30 minutes at Oulton Park is underway, a challenging car and a track with almost zero grip. What could possibly go wrong? Well, at least I got a better getaway than I did at Brands Hatch last time out. However, I'm going to have to hang it out really wide around turn 1 with cars on my inside, and that has cost me big time. I think I might have been a bit too easy a pushover through that first corner and I've lost 4 positions as a result. Yellow flags are out though in Cascades and there are 2 cars in the gravel to the right. Boris Baloney and Jamie Wenham. Baloney third on the grid, Wenham fourth, so that is the entire second row out of this race. And that makes it even more frustrating that I was so weak through turn 1. Those were the 2 drivers directly in front of me. I could have been in the top 3 now, but instead I find myself down in P8. It was Steve Nobez who made the first move up the inside into that first corner and it caused me to panic. I left way too much space and as a result I surrendered positions to Danny Lentijo, Ole Sorensen and Luigi Delisi. Well, there's no point in fretting about T1 now. What's done is done. I've got a race to concentrate on and never mind trying to keep up with the pack in front. It looks like I'm going to have to work really hard to keep Johnny Garcia at bay behind. He is putting some real pressure on as we approach this fast right-hander for the first time. It's such a tricky turn. That one really bumpy just as you hit the braking point. So easy to lose control of these cars, particularly on cold tyres. I wasn't confident or convincing through that section. As a result, look at the gap that's opened up. Delisi already 1 second clear. So my immediate focus is on Garcia behind now. Do I need to defend going into the final turn? I think I'm just about far enough ahead. I don't think Garcia is close enough to consider a lunge up the inside. So we're holding on to 8th position at the moment as we climb up over Dialik and end this first lap. And I've taken a couple of tenths out of Delisi through that final sector, so it'd be really good if I could get right onto his rear spoiler and join in this fight for 4th position. Yellow flags round, we've lost Delisi. And I think I'm going to pick up a track cut warning as well. I hesitated on that outer curb when I saw Delisi spinning. So yeah, 1 track cut warning, but 1 position gain. We're up into P7. Right, let's take a breather from the live action and go back and check out a replay to see exactly what happened at Cascades on lap 1. Now in the background you'll see me running really wide through turn 1, but for now we're concentrating on 3rd and 4th. Watch the yellow Ford on the outside. That's Jamie Wenham and he loses control through that fast kick, sliding right into Boris Baloney. And what a golden opportunity this would have been for me had I just managed to hold my starting position through T1. This is 3rd and 4th on the grid, crashing out of the race within 2 corners. Now this incident did at least promote me from 10th back up into 8th position, but I had to wait until the start of lap 2 before I picked up another position, and that was when Luigi Delisi span out of T1. We're still on lap 2 and I'm still being put under all kinds of pressure from Garcia behind. He's much more confident through Island Bend, so I'm going to have to take the defensive line into this hairpin. But look in the rearview mirror, he is breathing down my neck now. And I wonder if he may be trying to frighten me into a mistake as he switches to the right. Surely he's not going to try and move around the outside into Britain's. Well, I've just about managed to hold him off, but have I managed to hold my nerve because I'm really ragged through the chicane? Oh no, and I've picked up a 2nd track cut warning already. These track limits at Oulton really are strict, and as a result I find myself in the unwanted position of having 2 strikes already within 3 minutes of this race starting. Well, that means I'm going to be driving on edge for the remaining 27 minutes. The last thing I want is to pick up another strike and a drive-through penalty. And you know what? I'm actually giving serious consideration now to letting Garcia pass me. The pressure is relentless and I just think I might stand a better chance of regaining some composure if I tuck myself in behind Garcia. Meanwhile in front, Lentijo is defending hard against Sorensen into the final turn. Sorensen out a little bit wide there, which bunches the pack closer together, and actually we've got the run on Sorensen here. I may be able to make a move up the inside. I've certainly got the speed. Can I get alongside and pull it off safely up the inside? No, I can't. And in fact, Garcia is on my outside. There's contact. I really wasn't expecting Garcia to be there, and I had to fight to save the car. Now we're side by side, and do you know what? I'm just going to back out of that one as we approach the King. It wasn't worth defending the position and then getting pinched on the outside, but let's check out the replay. All my attention was on trying to pass Sorensen, but Garcia rolling it around the outside. Really opportunistic move from Garcia. We're riding on board with him now. I'm on the inside line, but the momentum is taking my car to that curb on the outside. There's nothing I can do to stop myself running him onto the grass there. Right, back to the live action at the start of lap 4. I've taken a deep breath. I've regained some composure. I have lost a bit of time to Garcia. He's 0.7 of a second ahead now as we go through T1. But the most important thing is that I'm still on track, because that situation at T1 a lap ago was scary. Well, we may get the opportunity to return the favour here, because Garcia missed the apex completely through Cascades, and I tuck it up the inside. I'm back into P7. Yeah, it's a really easy mistake to make this as you come down the hill. There's a big bump in the track just as you're thinking about hitting the brakes, and it can throw you offline in an instant. Well, I didn't need a second invitation there. I grabbed that position back. Right, we're going to jump forward a couple of laps now, returning to the live action at 1/3 race distance, and you'll see that I'm beginning to make some decent progress now. I've gapped Garcia behind. He's more than 3 seconds back, and I've got myself to within 0.5 of a second of Ole Sorensen ahead. I've been taking several tenths out of him each lap, and now I've put myself in a great position to challenge for a top 6 spot. And if I can get past Sorensen, it'll put me back into 6th position, back into the position where I started this race some 11 minutes ago. And I'm closer than ever now to Sorensen as we come through Britons. However, I am just a little bit loose on exit, which will give Sorensen a 10th or 2 back. Right, let's jump forward to the end of the lap. I am still breathing down his neck. But unfortunately, he's coping with the pressure well. He's not cracked. He's not made a mistake at all. And as a result, I've been unable to find any way through. And if anything, he was quicker than me through that final section. He's beginning to open up a little bit of a gap again now. It's up to 0.6 of a second as we come through turn 1. So maybe it won't be quite as straightforward as I first thought to get back into the top 6. We seem to be losing a bit of momentum here. Either that or Sorensen is looking after his tyres and has got extra pace up his sleeve. He certainly wasn't as convincing through Cascades there though, and he is really down on speed, exiting the corner. This might be the opportunity I was waiting for. I don't really want to pass up the inside into Island Bend. It's so tricky. I've got to keep it tight. I drift out wide. Sorensen is sideways in the rearview mirror. He might have gone out into the barrier. He's just about kept it on track. Meanwhile, I can't get it stopped into the hairpin. I've missed the apex completely. Will Sorensen challenge back here? No, he won't. We're up into 6th place, but that was anything but a tidy overtake. We'll need to go back and check out the replay to take another look at that, but I think I got that all wrong. I should have been hugging the inside curb when I decided to attempt that pass, but instead I drifted right to the outside line. The car's momentum and the lack of grip really gave me no other option. Thankfully, I was in front of Sorensen rather than alongside him. If I was alongside him, I would have forced him off onto the grass. As it was, Sorensen just about held onto it. But yeah, not good driving at all from me there. I take pride in making clean overtakes, and that one certainly wasn't clean or safe. In hindsight, I wish I'd just given the position straight back to Sorensen, but I did anyway on the next lap. Not deliberately, but because I made this mistake into the hairpin. I didn't brake early enough, run out onto the grass, and I lose not only one position to Sorensen, but another position to Garcia. So yeah, I dropped from P6 to P8, just missing the braking point, and when I do get on the brakes, I lock up and I can't get the car stopped. Down 2 positions, but that's probably karma for the overtake attempt on the previous lap. Right, back to the live action. We've just passed the halfway point of the race. I'm 0.7 of a second behind Garcia in 7th, nearly 3 seconds behind Sorensen in 6th, but look further ahead, Sorensen is out onto the grass. He's rejoined the track going up Clay Hill, but his advantage has been wiped out, and it looks like Garcia's got the pace to make a move around the outside and snatch that 6th position going into Druids. So it's Garcia up to 6th, Sorensen down to 7th, and I'm a lot closer now in 8th, just 0.5 of a second behind Sorensen, who's having a look up the inside on the approach to Lodge Corner. He's not quite close enough to grab the position back, but I'm closing right in now. The 3 of us separated by just 0.7 of a second as we climb up over Deer Leap, and I've got the run on Sorensen here. I may be able to make a move up the inside into the first corner. I'm fully alongside Sorensen now. I've got to hold it tight. Oh no! I'm unsettled by the curb on the inside. It sends me out into Sorensen and I can't save it. Well, I had to go for the move considering the extra pace I had down the start-finish straight, but it did not end well. Yeah, once again, nobody to blame but myself here. I knew where Sorensen was going to be. I knew he'd be on the outside curb, so it was vital that I hugged that inside line. I wasn't able to. The momentum of the car just sent me out into Sorensen and spun me out. But yeah, poor old Sorensen, he must think I am an absolute menace on track. That's 2 times that I've almost taken him out. But thankfully, I only lost 1 position during that spin, and that was to David Salvador, who we can see just 0.7 of a second ahead. However, despite that, I still find myself in P8. That's because Kevin Budgeon had to serve a drive-through penalty. He rejoined down in 10th. Meanwhile, we've got the run on Salvador here. Can I make a move up the inside into Knickerbrook? This is going to be really challenging over these dreadful bumps on the entry into the corner. I managed to hug a tight line. Fair play to Salvador. He gave me plenty of space on the inside, but I just haven't got the drive. I'm still applying as much pressure as I possibly can up over Clay Hill, but it comes to a point where you've got to back out, and that was the point just before Druids. But the most important thing was that we both kept it clean. I've made 2 overtake attempts already in this race that I'm not at all proud of, so the last thing I want to do is try another reckless lunge. Right, let's jump forward to the next lap. And I may have dropped back a bit by a couple of tenths, but I know I'm quicker through this section. This was where I challenged a lap ago, and I've got a much smoother line through Britons. Once again, I've got the run on Salvador. Now, I had a dress rehearsal last time around, but can I make it stick this time? I'm going to go for the same move again, up the inside into Knickerbrook. Once again, clenching my teeth as we go over the bumps in the track, and we have made the pass stick this time. I'm up into P7. Yeah, certainly a scary place to try and overtake, but to be honest, I can't think of any part of this Oulton Park circuit that isn't terrifying to overtake someone. But as far as passes go here, that is as clean as they come. What a relief considering my previous 2 attempts. We've now got just 2 minutes of the race left, and I am really starting to struggle with tyre wear. This car is becoming more and more difficult to drive. And it seems I'm not the only one struggling. The yellow flags are out, and Sorensen ahead has ploughed into the barrier at the hairpin. He's able to get back on track, but not before I whiz by back up into P6. Yeah, these tyres are shot now, and there is no grip coming through Island Bend. So easy just to drift out onto the grass, which is what Sorensen did here. Right, let's look at the state of play with just 1 minute of this race left. I've clawed my way back up into 6th position. I've got a 1 second advantage over Kevin Budgeon in 7th. You'd think everything was looking pretty good, right? Wrong. I am going to make my most stupid mistake yet. Coming through turn 1, I clip that curb on the inside again. It sends me out wide. I run onto the curb, lose control, and slide nose first into the tyre wall. What an idiot. And there's going to be no quick rejoin here. Budgeon's gone past, Salvador's gone past, Sorensen's gone past, Boris Baloney has gone past, and we've lost another position to Jose Manuel, and still I can't rejoin. This is an absolute disaster. And for once, I really do have no words. What on earth was I thinking here? Yeah, I've just got no control of this car now. The tyres are completely shot. I find myself down in P12, and it's going to get worse still. I can't even turn the car into Druids Corner. Instead, I can just feel that gravel trap to the left tugging me in like a magnet. Thankfully, I managed to keep out of the gravel, but I can't keep off the grass, and that gives Konrad Jancic a position. Now, I'm down to P30. And I still can't quite believe I'm actually saying that. Less than a lap ago, I thought I was nailed on for a top 6 here. How quickly things can change in sim racing. Now, the big question is, are we going to get another lap? The timer has reached 0, but there's no checkered flag, so I guess we are getting 1 more lap. I don't think Jancic knows it, though. He's parked over to the left and gifted me 1 position back. Yeah, poor old Conrad. He thought the race was over when in actual fact there was still one lap to go. Right, let's check out the classified results, and what should have been a top 6 ends up being a P12 for me. How frustrating. My race pace was really good too. My fastest lap there was a 1:39.3, so I went even quicker than I managed in qualifying. But the trouble was I just made too many mistakes. I messed up badly in this one and it's cost me big time. So yeah, not one of my finer performances this, but I've got no choice but to dust myself down and go again. I'll be back on track again very soon. I hope you can join me. Cheers for watching.